Hey guys, I am Pika Master. I hope you guys are having a lovely day. Today we are going to be talking about the top 10 worst terrorist attacks on the United States. Now, it's not like a terrorist attack on a US base in Afghanistan or whatever. It's all going to be on US soil. Alright, so let's jump on into number 10. Alright, coming in at number 10 is happened back on May 4th in 1886 in Chicago, Illinois. A bomb was thrown at a labor rally at the Haymarket Square. This was between the Federation of Organized Trades and Labor Unions and the Chicago Police Department. A member of the trade and labor unions threw a homemade bomb with a brittle metal casing filled with dynamite at the police. When they tried ending the peaceful rally, and because of the bomb, the police retaliated with gunfire. 12 people died that day and 60 were injured. This was easily preventable. That was just the abuse of police power, in my opinion. If they were having a peaceful, it shouldn't have happened if it was peaceful. Alright, coming in at number 9. On October 2nd through October 22nd in 2002, in the states of Maryland, Virginia, and Washington, D.C. areas, there were 9 sniper attacks in 8 communities. Now, these snipers used a Bushmaster XM15 rifle. They were John Allen Muhammad, and Lee Boyd Malvo. They killed 19 people and injured 10. They were sentenced to death. Coming in at number 8 is actually one in Fort Hood, Texas, which is, from this picture you can see is home of America's armed corps. There was a shooting on the U.S. military base that killed 13 and injured 44. The weapons that were used are an FN 57 pistol and Smith & Wesson .357 Magnum revolver. The person who did this was actually the Major Nigel Hasten. I hope I pronounced that correctly. He was sentenced to death on August 28th, 2013. So that guy got to live for 4 years after he killed 13 military personnel. If you ask me, that's kind of wrong. Alright. Coming in at number 7, happened on December 2nd, 2015 in San Bernardino, California. Sorry, I know I butchered that name of that town. But 2 terrorists named Rizwan Farouk and Tarshfern Malik used .223 AR-15 semi-automatic rifles and 2 9mm semi-automatic pistols and a pipe bombs to attack the Inland Regional Center that had 80 employees of the Department of Health. The two terrorists tried fleeing in a rental SUV. Then 4 hours after that event has happened, the police caught up to them and they were shot to death. 16 people died and 23 people were injured in this attack. Coming in at number 6, and it happened on October 1st, 1910 in Los Angeles, California, at approximately 1:07 in the morning. The LA Times building had a bomb go off, which wound up killing 21 people and leaving over 100 injured. John and James McNamara were the ones who did everything with the bombs. James was one who set the bombs, created them, and told John where to place them. So he was sentenced to life in prison. Now John he only placed the bombs. That's all he did. So he wound up getting 15 years in prison. Either way, these two men should have just been sentenced to death because they didn't deserve it after 21 people murdered. That's just wrong. Alright. Coming in at number 4. Alright. So coming in at number 4 happened on September 16th, 1920. So actually only 10 years after the last one I just told you. And it happened in none other than New York City, New York. On Wall Street, there was a bombing which was on a horse-drawn carriage. 38 people wound up being killed and 143 people injured. The people who caused it were actually Galenist anarchists who were literally just mad because Galen was deported. I think they have a bit of a connection issue there. Maybe they were butt buddies. You don't know that. But either way, this was overkill. Like, there was no reason because he was deported to take it out on the 38 people who had nothing to do with it. All right, coming in at number 4. Coming in at number 4 happened in Orlando, Florida, in June 12th, 2016. A shooting happened in Pulse nightclub. By a man named Omar Martin. He attacked the nightclub only because it was a gay bar. He had no other motive. He did say that there was one, but it was proven false. The man was just anti-gay and he was just racist against the gay people. 50 people died that day and 50 more were injured. Mateen was killed on the scene. Alright, coming in at number 3, happened on April 19th, 1995 in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. A A&M fertilizer truck had a bomb connected to it, which went off in the Alfred P. Murrah federal building. Timothy McVeigh, Terry Nicholas, and Michael Fortier were an anti-government group, and because of this bombing, it had killed 169 people and injured over 680 people. Coming in at number 2 is the attack that happened during December 7th, 1941, when Japan attacked the U.S. territory, I think it was at the time, Pearl Harbor, which killed 2,403 U.S. citizens and injuring 1,178. Because of this attack, the United States officially joined World War II. And also, because of the attack on Pearl Harbor, the U.S. wound up bombing Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Sorry, I know I did not pronounce that second name right. Which also wound up killing over 226,000 Japanese people. Coming in at number 1 is none other than the greatest terrorist attack that has ever happened on the U.S. And that happened on September 11th, 2001, approximately from 8:46 a.m. to 10:28 a.m. The Taliban hijacked 4 aircraft to attack major buildings within inside the United States. 2 of the aircrafts hit the Twin Towers, making them collapse on themselves. 1 of the aircrafts hit the Pentagon. And the last aircraft crashed in Pennsylvania. The passengers on that aircraft that was being hijacked fought back against the hijackers and wound up crashing the plane in a remote, deserted place in Pennsylvania. Now, 2,996 people died during this event, and over 6,000 people were injured. Now, I'm pretty sure that there are actually more than 3,000 people that died during this event. The Twin Towers alone held a bunch of people inside of those buildings. And they couldn't find all the remains of everyone. A lot of them just disintegrated with the collapse of them. But not only did this happen to the Twin Towers and the Pentagon, but also Building 7, I believe it was, is the name of that part of the Trade Center, is also collapsed. About 8 hours later, I think they said. Now, I know everyone has their own speculations about 9/11, own conspiracies. You know, there's the conspiracy the government did it. There's people saying that it actually were terrorist attacks. This was the most tragic thing to happen to the U.S. besides, wars and all that. These are the most worst things to happen of terrorist attacks. But It is almost Christmas time. I hope you guys have a lovely day. I know that this is not, a cheerful video, but it is the time to be jolly. So I hope you guys have a lovely day. And I'll see all you dudes in the next video. Bye!